van floor 2 months and 2,000 miles later.
So for those playing along at home, our van floor has the metalwork, XPS foam, and then 12mm birch ply glued on top with stick-all adhesive. And in one small area, this glue joint failed somehow. So it's how I diagnosed this issue, fixed it, and as a little bonus, eventually chased some very annoying squeaky mice out of the van.
What do we think of it? Well, the most important thing is it's still really, really slippery. It resists damage quite well, so that's nice. There's a few scuff marks in places, but these wash off really easily with a bit of soap and water. The only problem we've had with it is that we were driving along one day and there was a bit of an alarming crack noise, and ever since then it's squeaked really badly. What we then noticed is in this area the floor's now become slightly soft. So I think what's happened here is, as we've been driving along, the adhesive has failed in a small area here, and the floor's relaxed back to its sort of natural shape, the shape that it wants to be, because we've probably weighed this down a little bit too much. So it's relaxed back to its natural shape, and it's got a gap either between the insulation and the floor or between the plywood and the insulation. So the fix for this, I think, is going to be the same, whatever's happened here, which is going to be, I'm going to drill a few holes and then squidge in some extra adhesive just to give the floor something new to sort of bed itself down on. That should stop the movement when we stand on it. And then secondly, to stop any extra squeaking that's occurring, which is delightful, we're going to cut this out by an extra sort of 5mm or so. Because the XPS foam, it turns out, is hard up against this metalwork, and that is causing, we think that's causing all of the squeaking. So by cutting that back a little bit further, making sure there is a gap, which there is on everywhere else in the van, that should no longer squeak, even if this does move a bit. So yes, let's start drilling some lovely holes in the brand new floor. Like this is the place we want it to happen, because this is the garage. You will never see it. If it happened right in the middle of the main part of the floor, that would be quite annoying. Quick update for you. So I've drilled the first hole in the floor of the van, and what we've got is the drill bit has been drilled through the plywood and it's sitting on top of the foam insulation. When I press down on the floor, this drill bit is not moving in relation to the floor, so it's moving with the insulation, which means the insulation is still bonded to the plywood. It's the insulation which has become debonded from the floor of the van. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's that's what it is. So I'm now going to have to carefully drill through until I'm through the insulation, so that I have space to get the adhesive through. This is the outline of the area that's soft. It's mostly just here, but it kind of extends out to here. So I'll drill, I don't know, 5-6 holes and squidge some extra insulation through. It feels like it should be quite an easy job. The remaining holes are drilled. My lovely floor. Across here, this is where I'm going to inject adhesive. Just another tube of the stick-all. So across all of these holes, there's 8 holes drilled here. I'm going to cumulatively inject basically an entire tube of stick-all adhesive. These holes are lining up in the valleys of the corrugations of the van, and if I put in a tube of stick-all adhesive spread across all of these, it's going to form a sort of 6-7 centimetre diameter disc of adhesive underneath the floor, about 1 centimetre thick, and that'll cure up and then give the floor a bit more support here. I'm going to wait though, because it's going to take a while for that adhesive to set, because it's in a sort of restricted environment. There's not very much airflow and moisture getting to it here. So I'm going to wait until the van's not going to move for a couple of weeks to give this the best chance of curing. So this is now going to be slightly out of sequence the rest of the video, but next video on this should be about 2 weeks later. Maybe the van's finished by then. I have written down next to each hole how many millimeters worth of silicone gun tube needs to go into each one to form a disc of sealant underneath it. This is essentially what we've got. We've got the birch ply with a hole in it, and we've got the extruded polystyrene with a hole in it. And the idea is, flip, seals on the birch ply, and will squidge out the bottom of the extruded polystyrene as such. So I keep going until that mark has disappeared. And that is the target amount, plus a little bit extra to make up for the fact that it's going through a hole.
As riveting as this is, I thought I might talk about something else while we finish off gluing up through these holes, and that is our microphones. They come with fluffs for the wind, and it's very cute. It looks like a little hamster.
They're very well designed. They come with a little charging case. You just drop them in the magnetic. Like, you can just detach this from the little lapel thing on the magnet. Very easy. And the sound is significantly better. You do need the media mod for the GoPro. So we have a GoPro and we've added the media mod to it. Plugs in with the standard 3.5mm jack. Oh yeah, and also this silicone gun, this heavy duty silicone gun from Wix, £7-8. Really recommend it. I kind of wanted to have a spare silicone gun because there are certain things that we do where you can't stop halfway through if your silicone gun breaks.
Right, okay,
like when we're gluing on the windows, if the silicone gun breaks, we're screwed. Because the opening time once it's on the van is like 15 minutes, and we wouldn't be, we'd just have to scrape it off and start again. Nearly there, and the tube's nearly finished. And I'm now going to show you a little trick you can do to save the precious things. The precious things being the silicone little end jobbers, right? Because if you leave them, you put some tape over them, they still clog up. You put the little screw caps on them, they still clog up after just like a few days. This is the trick. Glove off. Get one of the fingers, stick it, stick it over, right? And then squidge some of the sealant into the finger. And then what you get in here, yeah, very good. You get a little ball of the sealant that is covering the end of the silicone tube thing. And you just store it like this. And then when you want to use it again, you just pull the whole thing off. And most of the time, the tube is now clear because this is a big bulbous ball of your sealant, which isn't going to cure on the inside, or at least probably won't. And when you pull the thing off, it clears the end of the nozzle as well. So maybe it won't work if you leave it for months, but you can leave it for weeks like this, and you don't lose the precious silicone tube. You joined me 2 weeks later, and the adhesive has fully cured. As far as I can tell anyway. When you put your weight on this, this floor no longer moves at all. So now to move on to the squeak fix. Okay, this is quite promising. The sliver of wood has come out. I can now see the insulation pressed up against the wheel well. So with a little bit of careful application of some cutting tools, I should be able to get that a little bit of insulation cut back. So it's not pressed against the wheel well, and then no more random, strange, hyperactive mice living in the back of the van. This here is the sum total of what I managed to extract out the side of the wheel well. I just cut it with this wallpaper stripping knife, and I think it really went as well as I could hope. Just shove the knife down there, use it as a sort of manual jigsaw, and the foam cut out quite nicely. I think it's time to tidy up the van and give it a test drive. See if the mice have moved home.
Beep. Squeak.
Okay, yeah, fine. This is our last attempt to get rid of the final squeaks in the van. We don't know if it's going to be a success, but we're just going to try it and see what happens.
Yeah.
We are on a private road and we're going to drive slowly. Alice is going to drive slowly and I'm going to go around the van trying to find where it is squeaking from. And we even have all the tools with us to fix it in situ. So yeah, let's see how this goes.
Let's try this. We're always going to get so bruised.
Well, I'm wearing my snowboarding knee pads. I've got plenty of things to hold on to. And I took my shoes and socks off to hope that it gives me a bit more grip, but that hasn't really worked. It's the back.
Okay, and speed bump.
It's a private road, so it may not be safe, but it is legal. Whee! Oh, like a roller coaster. Okay, I guess turn around and park up somewhere if you like, because...
Have you found it?
Well, I'm certain where it's coming from. Part of me wonders if it's actually just the back doors. I don't know if it's being amplified by the back or what.
Yeah.
Genuinely 100% here.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. It sounds like it's coming from there.
But there is something else I noticed. This door rubs on this and that. Would it be hilarious if it's that?
It would be pretty hilarious.
So what I'm thinking is, whilst we're driving and if there's no one behind us, I just open the back doors.
Okay.
And see if the noise stops.
Are you still going to be in the van?
Hopefully.
Okay.
Okay, outcome of test 1 is, it really does sound like the sound is just coming from here, directly at the back in the middle. So just in case it turns out it's just the doors that are squeaking, we've got the doors open but roped shut.
It's not squeaky enough at the moment. Well, it's not squeaking at all.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just because it's a nice smooth bit of road.
It's the back doors, isn't it?
I think it's the doors. Speed bump. Shit, sorry. I was also going too fast.
I slid down the van.
Oh, no.
It's fine.
Okay.
Okay, well this is incredibly promising.
Yeah.
Although a bit ridiculous if they managed to build a van which,
I know,
from factory, horrifically squeaks. I bet it's really easy to fix though. I reckon some silicone spray somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's sorted. This is very fun. I mean, no, it's very...
Very dangerous. We should never do this.
Yeah. It's the left bloody door.
For sake.
Fucking hell. Sorry, I mean... So all that improvement was completely psychosomatic.
I don't think it was.
Something else.
I think it did improve it.
Yeah. It was probably more than one squeak. We fixed one, then we're left with that.
Jesus Christ.
Can confirm it literally was just needing some silicone spray. And in next week's video, we install a 100-litre over-wheel water tank.